Hey folks, welcome to Disgruntled Dad, making good men better while we work together towards a better life in the decline of the American Empire. Welcome back folks. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about respect. And no, I'm not going to go super deep on this to any philosophical level. I just wanted to talk about an event that I coordinated on Saturday. And it's a political event. So you know it was good. But the trick to making it a successful and communal event that everyone could be respectful of one another in was it was 8 to 12 in the morning. So all the people who are screaming all the visceral garbage and the fat old guys on my disability popping their perks and coming out to meetings just screaming at people while they hold a cell phone with a camera on it, Facebook live streaming, well, they don't get up that early. So it was wonderful. Just normal people who go to bed at a normal time. Nobody's super excited to come out that early. I mean, not even me, and I live about 5 minutes from the golf course where we held the event. But point being, it was a nice event. Everyone showed up. They had very clear roles. You're not going to disparage your opponents and just speak nice of one another. If you can't have something good to say about what you're going to do in said political office, then don't talk. Well, we had a very good turnout. A whole lot of folks turned up. And it is amazing. I'm really frustrated with one individual who, I mean, they still provided me some help. So I can't be totally angry with them, but, well, I don't want to betray anyone's trust and give you their contact information. One, I'm an elected official. I've got a little skin in the game here, so I can't just act crazy. And I'm not a federal politician, so I'm still held to the law. There is accountability at this level. The other side, they're running for political office. You don't think they want their information out there to get to know voter? No, you didn't think this through at all. That's silly, and you're just concealing stuff. You're ensuring that I'm able to make some contact with your chosen few, and not the group. And so that's not okay. Now we do have some folks who I avidly disagree with on a policy front, but they're still good, respectable people. So they're helping me make contact with those other folks who I couldn't find the contact information for. Heck, even the newspaper couldn't get information. It's crazy. It's a newspaper. What are they going to do? They're not posting people's contact info. They're just reaching out to do interviews. It's so stupid. And this is why no one has respect for the system as a whole. Why would I respect you if you're going to always push off blame, push off responsibility to someone else? You're just a freaking bureaucrat collecting dollars so that you can have a title and say, well, you must salute me because I'm in charge. Shut up. Just shut up. No one wants that crap. Anywho, where all this comes into is respect for your community, and you is replicate it. Set up an event. It doesn't have to be a political event. Political season is by far the easiest time to do this because guess what? The people who actually do things will show up at 8 o'clock in the morning. People who actually do things will show up to these super boring political events. The people who actually do things and earn respect in a community are involved, especially in local politics. Once you start hitting the federal level, or even we have folks running for the state house, and we've got a former executive of our city government who every single time they show up, he's out there taking the selfies with his narcissistic and posting it all on Facebook so everyone can see how he really cares about our policy making and our politics. And when I was in said position, then I was always meeting with everyone because it's really important. Shut up. You don't meet with anybody in the county? I guess you don't care that much. You're just out here trolling for the Facebook likes. Didn't show up to the event we held on Saturday, and I was open to everybody. I mean, we had 40, 50 people in a room that was probably, if we had aligned the chairs correctly and didn't have tables for people to eat breakfast and whatnot, because it was at a restaurant, you probably could have got 60 people in there. But we had tables lined out so that folks were able to have some breakfast. And so it was a well-attended event. Brought a little bit of business to the restaurant, which, that's a fun story there. More opportunity to reciprocate respect with folks. Me and those restaurant owners do not see eye to eye. I openly have problems with the policies they're pushing because I think it's setting up a regulatory moat, preventing new food vendors from coming into this town. So we disagree a lot on that, a whole lot. But I'll tell you, they're respectable people. We respectfully disagree. They state their piece, I state my piece, and then we shake hands. At the end of the day, you don't have to agree with someone It's certainly a whole lot better for everybody if there is some disagreement. Then we can move forward on what's more likely to be the right path, because we had to come to an understanding and we had to really talk through all of our policy concerns and desires that, oh, now I understand why you want this, why you think it's important. You understand why I don't want any rules or any laws, because, well, it just allows the nonsense of government to selectively enforce crap on people. Well, at least we have a clear understanding of one another, and honestly, that's my biggest concern. Just, at least you heard me out. And now, you hate politics. You don't want anything to do with this. What can you do in your own community to start an event like this? How can you set up a talk where people will actually show up? Because most of the events that I see held locally are, they're kind of the doomsday prepper type. The self-sufficiency, that's the key word people always use. Self-sufficiency meetup. Well, what are you doing? And so me as a doer, I look at all these things of, okay, what can I accomplish by doing this thing? Because there are 1.5 million things. In fact, let me take a quick side tangent here. Because I got invited to a political event on Monday night. Didn't attend it. Just can't. I can't attend it. One, I think the guy's probably a crook. Just from the little bit I've read, his opponent is a Gun Owners of America lobbyist. I know lobbyists, but Gun Owners of America, at least they support gun rights. Cool. I like that. And they are the actual gun rights enthusiasts, not like the clowns at the NRA who nobody understands why they exist anymore, other than they're a giant corporation and they can't afford to not exist. But that's beside the point. Anyway, what did I do? Well, I'm putting on a roof on a carport. And then after that, I have to fix the washing machine because it stopped working. Oh, and after that, I need to patch the bathtub because the kid knocked the shower curtain rod down and busted a hole in the corner of it. And a piece of duct tape is not going to keep the water out for much longer. It's probably already leaking, which is then going to bring termites, which is going to require new... You see, the rabbit hole goes deeper. Oh yeah, by the way, turn down an old barn. And the city says you can't have any open fires. That's stupid. It's the middle of 12 acres. It's raining and foggy. You don't make sense. But these are the rules. I'm not going to thumb my nose at the authority, even though I'm in the seat of authority. It's just not the right thing to do. So we have to figure ways around that stuff. So I got to move it all somewhere else and either take it off to the dump or make it a little less conspicuous whenever I do light it up, and probably put it in a fire ring or something so that it's less in your face sort of thing. But just dumb stuff like that. And the list of crap I've got to do just never ends. We keep a whiteboard inside just so every time the wife says, hey, how about XYZ? Oh, no problem, honey. Where should I put it on this list of... And that always turns into, well, I didn't say that. I didn't mean you had to do it right now. That's okay. I just need to know where I need to put it in this list of priorities because there are a lot of them and I can't do them all. And guess what? The contractor sucked and took all the money, and he did most of the work. He was just taking forever, and he was going to take us another $20,000 to do $5,000 worth of work. So it hit that point where this ain't making sense. We're going to have to pull chocks and move on and just finish it myself. Don't hate the guy or anything. Just he can't manage his time, can't manage his money, and that was costing us too much. So now I've got a stupid long list of stuff to do. Oh yeah, also get a pool deck done before April, whenever it gets warm enough to get in the pool. And so it's just this never-ending list of stuff to do. So if you want me, a doer, to show up at your event, I need a very clear action plan and the probable objectives coming out of that. And I said probable because you're going to make a decision on the objectives at the meeting. So that makes sense that you don't necessarily guarantee what the outcomes will be. But what are the action items? If you want my time, it has to be worth it. And so what are the things you want me to do, and how are they supporting this organization, which then supports the community? Because that's what really matters here is the community. I can't tell you how many people just don't like me personally, but regularly work with me and happily work with me because, well, I'm not a freaking liar, and they know that even when we disagree, we're completely respectful with one another. We just walk away, and I really, really don't much care for your opinion on that topic, but you're still a decent human, and we still have the same thought process here of how do I improve my community? How do I make it better for all the people around me? And that's how I've had the best relationships with, I wouldn't call them enemies, but some folks I just do not care for. Boy, if this dog starts making any more noise, I might just have to gut him. Man, wife's pig dog here, boy, it's amazing how much noise something that small can make. Go on, incredible. Anywho, where all this goes, have your WIFM list whenever you're making this event. And whatever you're going to make it for, have the list of things that people can do to help as well. We're coming together for this purpose. These are the things we hope to come out of it. And these are the ways we're going to help the community. And this is the 1 or 8 things you can do to help line it up. And that way folks can help at all different phases. Sometimes, especially older people, they really struggle with, how do I contribute now? Because I'm not good at any of these things anymore because my body's given out, and those were the things I was good at. Well, would you be willing to learn how to work on a computer? Can you just turn one on for me? I see you're scrolling Facebook. Oh, I don't know how to do all that stuff. Well, if you can scroll Facebook, you can post memes for us, or you can repost content, or you can share calendar events, and the list goes on and on. You can send emails for us, respond to messages, just a whole ton of different things that folks can do to help when they can't make it out to your meetings. And then people who do want to make it out to the meetings, sometimes they just want to talk, and there's a lot of folks who they just like to hear the sound of their own voice. Yep. All right, you have to deal with those people. At that point, let's just we'll put a time limit on here. Sorry, and this is me hold my phone at the event. Time, because man, some of those people just talk forever. Then you've got a lot of other people who have done a ton of background work. And hey, I actually have communication or contact information for you regarding all these people you're looking for. Join this Facebook group, which, man, I hate Facebook so much. I hate it. It's the devil. But you have to get on there to communicate with a lot of people. There's still so many people only on Facebook. Then they give you access to a whole bunch of information. And then the Venn diagrams continue to spread farther and farther to where your circle of influence is becoming more and more. And this is where you really drive that change. I want people in my community to be able to respectfully disagree with one another. They can't be like CNN or Fox just screaming at each other because they have a minor disagreement that they're going to completely blow out of proportion and context. No, we got to learn to work together. And so whatever the topic of your event, I'm terrified of self-sufficiency at this point, because it's people just getting together to hang out so they can just chat about gardening or whatever comes to mind. And well, if I'm going to meet you, it has to be with intention, and we have to have those takeaways and action items, because I don't have the time to give away. My time is entirely too valuable to stage life. There's literally never a break. So what are we doing here? But that's a key here. So I'm going to encourage you, takeaways, get on meetup.com, get on Eventbrite, get on Nextdoor, get on Facebook. Try them all if you want to. Try 1 or 2 of them. But start hosting events that are of interest to you. If you're into Bitcoin, check out the Orange Pill app. Now, like me, you probably don't have a whole ton of time in your hands, so you're not just going to be holding events for the sake of holding events. Though, when I was in my mid-20s, I was up in Denver, and I would have a weekly meetup. Every single week we'd meet up, and that was really nice. I met some great old people, and occasionally there'd be people close to my own age group, or you get the traveling salesman from time to time, or the network marketer, or pick the thing. You would always get some people coming through that just, all right, please make it stop. And don't get me wrong, I did my tour of duty in network marketing. I don't recommend it for anybody. I can speak from experience. Just get a part-time job delivering pizzas. I promise you'll make more money. I don't care how good the product is. Find one of their someone else playing that game and just buy it from them. Some of them do have some, I was probably 19 years old, and some guy was hustling me on Amway. They have incredible shower cleaner. I haven't been able to find anything better since. If I could find an Amway person, I would buy their shower cleaner, because that stuff was incredible at cutting through the soap scum. And this was in the barracks of Fort Huachuca, Arizona. So we didn't have exactly the best quality facilities, and they didn't have the nice sheen on the tile in the showers, but clean them right up. So either way, I digressed yet again. Set up the event. Make it a clear topic, some clear takeaways, and the objectives you hope to achieve in that event. And maybe it's just, hey, I want to build people gardens, or I want to help you build a garden, or we want to make compost. Okay, well, that's an interest to anyone in the space, And here's the thing we're actually going to do. Or we're going to exchange composts. Bring a mason jar or a tin can or a Ziploc baggie of compost, and we're going to compare growing a vegetable or a plant or something, or spreading it in our garden, or what have you. Or we're just going to intermix our compost piles, something like that. And boom, you've got a solution. Or maybe you're a bunch of nerds like me, and hey, I want to try out my Kubernetes. Let's meet up with our laptops at this cafe or restaurant or whatever, and let's exchange images, or help me get across this hurdle, or this is the coding problem we're having this week, or maybe we're building a carport, or re-roofing a carport. Hey, we're gonna come out and bring your kids. We're gonna teach you. We're gonna have a learning event here to raise a carport, and we'll spend a whole day on it. It'll take 4 times as long, but you get to build some community and help people connect on a deeper level. And one thing before I leave here is I will say that I've built a lot of really good relationships with people of a completely different political party from me, because it doesn't define us at the city level. We're completely nonpartisan. And to be honest, the party I associate with, I'd say I'm a reluctant member, but I agree with them more than I agree with the other team. The team crap, it's stupid. But when it comes down to making decisions of ethics, because there's no party involved, there's no caucus telling us we have to vote a certain way. Just, hey, this is wrong. You agree this is wrong? Yes, I agree, that is wrong. Great, let's work together to fix this problem. And I know for a fact these people are completely opposing to me on regarding my views on a whole lot of different things. But it turns out when you don't apply this stupid political party crap to it, we can agree that is wrong. That's amazing. We should not do that because it's wrong. And so the less you can bring up those hardcore political issues, it's kind of like I was talking to a guy from Cisco a couple weeks ago, and he brings up something about COVID and teachers and stuff like that, and how it's killing, half of his town died. And he's texts like, that's amazing, sir. You should really report that, because I know that nobody experienced that high of a death toll. Well, everyone blames it on this vaccine. Like, I didn't initiate this conversation. Dude, we were talking about technical education for kids, and you really took this for a really hard left turn. I don't engage in those conversations. One, because there's no winner, and everyone's a loser at that point. No, sorry. Thank you. Have a great day. And it's because those people with those very closely held beliefs, that's all they have is those talking points they pick up off of Fox News or CNN. These are the things I must talk about. This is all that matters. Dude, I don't get it. We're not discussing that at all. That has zero impact on anything we're communicating about right now. But that's how you define yourself, is based on your team. And blue or red, you need to represent your team. Make sure everybody knows what team you're on. Dude, this isn't a gang. You don't need to start stacking signs to make sure everybody knows what side you claim. You're not going to start shooting each other. Just shut up. Focus on the task at hand. If you love politics, go to political events. You will get to talk politics. The thing you find out, though, when you show up to these events, most of the people don't want to talk about these stupid politics. Nobody wants to talk about the crap topics that are all over the news. They want to talk about, hey, how do we fix these freaking roads? Why are the property taxes so stinking high and I'm not getting anything out of it? Hey, why are the cops not patrolling but you're taking all my tax dollars for law enforcement? Hey, and those are real issues, and those are the things that, I don't care what team you're on, we can all agree, this sucks. This is wrong. We should fix it. And again, all of it comes down to, let's focus on things that we can have a takeaway from, have a real solution. It's almost like a broken record player here. I keep saying the same things. Folks just don't get it a lot of times. So why don't you go ahead and break that trend, get it, get with it, start running some events in your town, or join these events if you're around Divine, Texas. And with that, folks, I want you to work harder, work more, learn new skills, be a polymath. Tell you, if you can't do some computer programming, roofing, and set up a siphon all in the same day, I don't think you know enough. Just learn more. It's okay. Go onto YouTube, check it out. We all started out as idiots who didn't know anything, I promise. You're looking at one right now. There's still a bunch of stuff I don't know, and there's plenty of people that call me an idiot because I do not know enough. And it's usually because those people are very specialized in their skill. But man, work harder, learn more, never stop learning. The folks that stop learning are typically broke and sad because they just can't keep up with the times. Got to keep learning stuff. With that, folks, this has been the Disgruntled Dad. Check me on out over at disgruntleddad.net and have a great one.